responsible for his death. But still it was a line of investigation which demanded examination, and his pretty young visitor was making that road exceedingly simple. He injected all the warmth of his friendly, sunny nature in the smile which he bestowed upon her. "You have helped me tremendously with that piece of information, Miss Rogers." "I don't see how particularly. No one with any sense, provided they knew Hazel, of course, could even imagine her killing anyone, and least of all an adorable boy like Roland. She was so much in love with him." "Of course I haven't the pleasure of Miss Gresham's acquaintance." "Of course not. You'll have to meet her, though. She's a darling. Naturally, she's all broken up this morning because her wedding date was all set. Now all her plans have gone smash, and she really was terribly fond—" "You say you spent the night with Miss Gresham?" "Certainly, and—" "Where?" "At her house." "And you are sure she was there all night?"
"Of course. We slept in the same bed, and that's certainly proof enough, isn't it?"
"I suppose so."
"You suppose? My goodness gracious! Don't you know?" "Well, yes, if you're sure—" "Why, my dear Mr. Carroll, we didn't even actually go to bed until 12:15. At 10 o'clock we made some waffles downstairs. Hazel has just bought a perfectly darling aluminum electric waffle iron. It makes the most toothsome waffles, all crisp and everything. And you know when you use aluminum you don't need any grease, so that makes the waffles much nicer. I'm getting horribly domestic since Hazel became engaged, because she is learning—"
"And after you made the waffles?"
"Oh, after that we went upstairs to her room and put on our kimonos and had a heart-to-heart talk. I can't tell you what we talked about, because sometimes—well, it was atrociously risqué, as women will, you know, and—"
"At 12:15 you were still sitting up talking, and you had your kimonos on?"
"Yes, and—oh, you just ought to see Hazel's new kimono. Pink crêpe de chine trimmed with satin. She looks simply ravishing in it. I told Sis I wanted one like it, but—"
"And then you went to bed?"
"Yes, just about then."
"You are sure Miss Gresham didn't get up?"
"Oh, I'm positive she didn't. I didn't get to sleep until after 1 o'clock, anyway, and I would have known."
"You've given me some valuable information, Miss Rogers. And I'll see to it that the newspapers correct any impression they may have left that Miss Gresham might have been connected with the crime. Meanwhile," he rose, "I'm a bit overdue down at headquarters. So if you'll excuse me—" Evelyn Rogers rose and stood before him. Her pretty little face was eager.
"I've really helped you, Mr. Carroll?"
"Enormously."
"Well, I wonder—you know, I'm just fiendishly anxious to be helpful in the world. I wonder if you'd let me help you some more?"
"I'd be delighted."
"Would you really?"
"Really."
"And I can come to you any time to talk things over?"
"Whenever you get ready." She clapped her hands.
"That's simply exquisite! You know, Mr. Carroll, I'm just simply crazy about you. I always have been, but I'm more so now than ever, just hopelessly."
"Thank you." She made her way to the door. There she turned, and there was a peculiar light in her eyes.
"Mr. Carroll."
"Yes?"
"I wish you had been 19 years old just now."
"Why?"
"Because," she flashed, "if you had been 19 years old when I told you what I did, you would have kissed me."
Chapter 6. Recording by Roger Moline.